Hi team, we run. Coach Alexa here, coach for Reading, South Oxfordshire and online. I wanted to talk a little bit today about how do we judge whether we should have gone for a run or we should go for a run. I think it's tempting, isn't it, to say that if we get back from a run and it felt good and we feel good, then it was a good idea to go for a run. And I think, broadly speaking, that has a lot of truth in it. But like with everything, I think there's always nuance, isn't there? There's no one rule to rule them all, and there's no one size fits all. So, a couple of situations that have come up with some of the runners that I work with recently. One of which has been where somebody has an incredibly busy time at work, very stressful, very long hours, and they tend to feel good, particularly mentally, at the end of every run they do. And a lot of that is down to the fact that it is pretty much the only time in the day, apart from when they're sleeping, that they don't have their work phone or laptop about their person and that they get to switch off. And it burns away a little bit of the adrenaline and cortisol, those stress hormones that have been building up in their body. So afterwards, of course, they'll feel better. Now, does that mean that they should have gone for a run instead of spending half an hour listening to some mindfulness or doing some mindfulness practice, or reading a good book, or sitting by a window with a nice view of some wildlife with a cup of tea and just taking that time to be physically inactive and mentally calm? Not necessarily, does it? Actually, just being inactive and trying to do things that calm your brain may have been more beneficial for you on that particular day than going for a run. But you feel the benefits of the run because it gave you the time, the space, the mental break, etc., and instilled you with a bit more of a sense of calm. So I think it's an interesting one, isn't it, to be able to sort of reflect back and be aware of what our body needs. Like I said in my last video, listening to your body is great, but actually it is a real skill that you need to focus on to practice and develop, and really listening to what it's saying. Is it saying it needs a run, or is it saying that actually it just wants some time away from the stresses and the responsibilities, or the young children, or the challenging time you're having at home at the moment, or the caring responsibilities that you have? So one to ponder on. A bit of an interesting one, isn't it? Particularly with lives as they are today. The other example I was going to give is when we kind of get on a little bit of, I guess, kind of really into that positive spiral with a sport like running, and it becomes maybe more than a habit. Maybe it becomes something that we feel we need to do in order to maintain our balance mentally, or to progress physically, or to chase the leaderboards on Strava, or whatever it might be. So, runs are going to feel good when we're kind of chasing them for that feel good runner's high afterwards. So that's another aspect, and it's kind of, I guess, the very beginnings of a slippery slope that can lead to exercise addiction, which is, those runs will usually feel good at the end if you're balancing your training right. But the bigger picture, the medium to long-term picture, it might not be the best outcome for you medium to longer term to run every time you feel like going for a run, or you think that run is going to make you feel better. So again, context and nuance everywhere, isn't it? Nothing's ever straightforward in my videos. Apologies for that. Happy running.